Welcome to My Tai Gaming. Started getting questions about how to do stuff, and I thought I am now 10 or 11 episodes in, and I thought maybe I could share a little bit what I've figured out about the game with the community. So this one's going to be the economy and what I know about it so far. Start at the top here. So this will contain a lot of basics. Try to go as in depth as I have figured out so far. And I'm not sure that everything is working in the game at this point. This is, as of this morning, version 0.1.31, revision 48428 BB1. Okay. So at the top here, you've got your finance report. Financing is going to be based upon how many territories you have. It says that there's a way to increase taxes. I have not seen that yet. Salary is going to be officers. Construction down here is how many things you're building, and production is what you are producing. That goes a little bit deeper than just a service level because you have production management, where, like here, I am producing ammunition. I have 2 factories. I have 1 shipbuilding point. Could be building ships. If you see here, though, there's a cost to building these. So an unrated cutter cost 4,000 gold, along with the 4 wood and 4 textiles. That's going to eat up a lot of your finances if you're building it at $4,000. Ammunition costs 12 gold, along with 0.12 coal and saltpeter. Here's your resources right here. You also have, under the colonies management tab, an on-off under, I think this is a little bit off-center, but production. So off will allow you to turn on and off the state's resources. Now there's all the states or colonies at this time. We only have access to these few. I only have access to New York, Connecticut, and Rhode Island at this time. But you can see tax income. You can also see what they're producing. And then doctrine. So this is what is being boosted. And I'm boosting provisions. I'm out. And then trying to develop supply. So if there's independent investment, hopefully it will go towards supply. Massachusetts Bay, we have 1 out of 4 territories. That is the largest of the colonies. We have 12 income from that little one, along with a little bit more stuff. Now, how do you get to increase production and all increase? You've got materials report. Materials are what you use to build buildings. So for instance, take Hartford here. It starts with a town hall. I have added a recruiting house for more recruits, a blacksmith house for production points, and a schoolhouse for officer points. New Haven, you get a dock to start with. Blacksmith, recruiting, and schoolhouse. You kind of see the patterns here. Fort Rice, we still haven't completed it here. And I don't know how long this takes to build. There's no timer, but we're building a fur trader's house to try and produce a fur. And then we've also got things like a stable. Now you can click on this, the empty one, and see the various items that are available. If you're producing boats, you'll need a weaver's house to produce textiles, printing press, church, and the original town hall all affect loyalty. You can do warehouses to store more ammunition and provision. Carpenter to produce the general material to build stuff. You also have, under the construction management tab here, this is your logistics. I believe one of the early missions the game gives you is to increase production logistics. That's this little factory button right here. Now what this does is give you 1 full production point. We also have the agriculture, which increases the production of provisions. This is what I am producing, or you can see building here, Southern New York and Connecticut, both regions of Connecticut. But yeah, so we're trying to increase their production of agriculture. The mission the game gives you to increase production, I think, is intended to point you towards the screen. Because one of the things that you're going to want to produce fairly early in the game is agriculture. You're going to start to run out of provisions and fairly quickly into the game. This is showing at October 11th, 1775, just a few months in. And if I go to the supply network, it's all zeros. There's a few in Albany. It's all zeros. Even the British have zeros pointing around in some areas. So you're going to want to increase this as much as possible. You can do other things like increase the military, mining, or shipbuilding. Shipbuilding 1 extra point. Mining increases which raw materials are extracted. And then you've got infrastructure, which increases the efficiency of all the buildings in the region. Now, those are in the individual towns that we've already seen. They can be upgraded to levels 2 and 3. But as you can see, it's showing no resources. These do have a cost, 40 building materials and $2,000. These are 25 building material and $1,200. They all vary just a little bit. Military being probably the cheapest, at least in military goods, or in construction goods. To finish up with the economy, you also have the market and storage. You have buy price or sell price on the left, buy price on the right. If you don't have any to sell, it will show a nil, a little bar, so you can't even see what the price to sell is, but it's always less than the price to buy. And you've got cannons. These are definitely higher in price. Ships, you can buy and sell ships. So you could, in theory, buy a 6th-rate sloop of war if you wanted to work on your Navy game. The durability of a 6th rate is significantly higher than that of a 7th or unrated cutter. And if you're looking to play the Navy game, I would definitely recommend looking at just purchasing some ships. Under the goods tab, we have ammunition, wagons, and furs. Furs and ammunition, all of these can be produced. Furs are going to be the most valuable of these. Under resources, so these are your base resources. There may not always be resources in the market, like copper and construction materials here, and iron. So your regions have to continue to produce these if you want to stay afloat. The final tab that we need to look at briefly is the headquarters. Your finances can be affected by the salary and bounty. Now, right now I have the salary set at 0%, the bounty actually lower. I have built up recruits. The lower these are, especially the salary, less the income you need. Intelligence chief, this is something you can bump up to, right now, at least 1,200 a period. I don't know if that's a month or day, but the 1,200 will allow you to see more and will stop the British from doing espionage against you. That is something I don't know that we can afford right now. Forage payment, there should be a payment ability which will decrease the loyalty lost when foraging in an area. Now to forage, we take a unit out, say Morgan here. Forage. Forage own or enemy region is a fast way of acquiring provisions for your troops. So let's go ahead and we can loot. So let's go ahead, hit loot. And we'll hit Forge. So Forge, we got 1.76 provisions. All right, to finish up, if you're trying to produce things, you can purchase factories or shipyards. And this will cost you a set amount of money on top of what it already costs to produce the items. So if you're running low on ammunition, guns, cannons, and you need extra factories to produce them instead of trying to buy them on the market, I would venture to say this is cheaper. Especially once you get into items like the hunter rifle or some of the other more expensive items on the market. I think this is cheaper. So definitely something to try out, especially if you have a decent amount of money. It can help eliminate the dire need for muskets and ammunition that the Americans have in the very beginning of their campaign. And that's going to conclude the economic portion of my tutorials. Thank you for watching. See you next time.